for me personally, I would rather resign and save the people peacefully than saving the people, than saving the person that appoints me. The whole lot of this comes back to the point of corruption. Because if I be the president appointing you to be Director General on basis that you should defend the corruption that I'll be involved in, the corruption that my people will be involved in, then it means that's the beginning of failure. So this is why we are saying the SCC must be independent, fully independent.
Must be independent.
It doesn't matter whether the president appoints the SCC Director General, but the point is whether appointed or not, they must serve the interests of the people. It's the same, comrade, where the president appoints ministers, and now me being the Minister of Health, maybe the Minister of Education, then I start now misusing my office to serve my leader. Should I say I cannot bite the finger that feeds me? Well, if the finger that feeds me wrong food, I should bite it. And it is morally right for any human being that means well for this nation, even to resign.
Are you saying that Mr. Shamakamba to resign was a good thing to him, for him?
For Mr. Shamakamba to resign, it was a good thing in the sense that it must pave way for him to be investigated. Secondly,
or maybe
I'm coming to that.
Do you think he resigned because he didn't like what was going on at the SEC, and then he didn't like his leader?
I am not going to speculate, comrade, on that. But what I'm simply saying is that when a person feels that they are not able to do their job, or if they are failing, I think it is wise for such a person to resign.
Okay.
But if the resignation is done because you want to cover up your wrongs, that resignation is wrong. If the resignation...
We have seen some of the articles, coming even from Mr. Shamakamba.
Okay.
I don't know if you've read...
I haven't come across those articles, unless if you can share with me, but I'm looking at the bottom line. Mr. Shamakamba resigning at a point when one of his board member issues a strong statement on corruption. Okay, so to me, and obviously to the viewers, it appears that Mr. Shamakamba resigned because of what was exposed.
Well,
okay, that is in my view. Because if Mr. Shamakamba had to resign even before a strong statement was issued by his board member, I would say he resigned maybe because he was not happy with what was happening in the SEC.
Okay.
But resigning at a time when one of your board members issues a very strong statement, and he goes on to say there is corruption going on in here, and the SEC board has no voice to hold the DG responsible, accountable, then there is a problem. That means there is a problem somewhere. So the next step, the Director General resigns. Further after that, the President dissolves the board. Comrade,
should we say the President was aware?
SEC's officers are in State House, and if the President can say he's not aware, then that shows some incompetence somewhere. The President should be aware. In my view, the President should be aware.
Are you telling the Zambian people right now that the President was aware of all the scandals that were happening at SEC, but he just didn't want to act, and
what
he
I'm
had
simply
to act after the scandals were reviewed?
What I'm simply saying, comrade, is that it seems the President was aware. Why am I saying it seems the President was aware? The President acts when a board member reviews, number one, a statement on corruption practices within and connected with some senior government officials from the State House connected in the scandal practices that are happening. Then the SEC Director General resigns. Then the president now comes to dissolve the board. Okay? So for me, I feel strongly that the president was aware. Why? Because it is the reason why he had to take the SEC officers to State House, because he said they need to be monitored, and that is the president now monitoring the corruption practices that are happening in the SEC. So for me, I strongly believe that the president was aware.
So should you be given chance to rule 2026? What are you going to do differently from
in terms of the fight against corruption?
Yes.
Comrade, the fight against corruption should not only be those that have served in government, should not only be those outside your inner circle. The fight against corruption has to start from the bedroom. It must start.
Are you not part of UKA?
The Socialist Party is not part of UKA.
Oh, okay.
The party has not yet. The party has not yet given a position whether we are joining UKA or not. So that is the job of the senior leaders to decide whether we'll be joining UKA or not. As for me, I cannot talk much on UKA.
Okay, then I
being
can
part
ask
of
because
it.
I wanted to ask. So
okay. So, comrade, the fight against corruption should start by the Socialist Party in government. There is no way, comrade, I can remove a speck in your eye when I'm failing to remove my own. We must start with the people within. Okay?
Yeah.
The people that are in leadership, current leadership, must be investigated if there's suspicion of corrupt practices within them. That shows the clear demonstration of commitment to fight corruption. Okay? But if we can only investigate past office bearers, then we decide to, shield our own people, then we are promoting corruption. So the Socialist Party has to start with the people within themselves before we get to anyone else. So the fight against corruption must begin with the Socialist Party, then it trickles down to other opposition and those past people that have served in government before, equal even to the parastatals. Very, very important. But if we choose,
sound like Mr. HH.
No.
Very, very important.
Anyway, thank you for that. But if we choose to fight others and decide to shield our own people, then we are equally corrupt. If we look at what is happening today in this country, you and me will agree to say most people that have been subjected to investigations under the SEC are those from the patriotic front that have governed before. And if I may recall or remember very well,
and I think I should also bring this to the fore. In O'Brien's cover article, he also mentioned to say governments, all successive governments that have been coming through, they have been entering deals with people who've looted the country. So, for example, we say you have a crime, you stole so much. Maybe the court tells you, no, okay, I think give us 100 million kwacha, then we'll let you go. At least just give what you have. So he also strongly said that the governments have been entering deals with people who've been looting the country for the longest period of time to just give at least a pen of what they stole to the state.
Okay.
Just for protection to enter a plea. I said, oh, okay. Not a guy.
All right. Thank you, comrade. You see, we the Socialist Party have strongly said this time and again. We are saying, comrade, there is no way we can deal with the problem using a dirty solution. I remember coming to this TV show where I was explaining about capitalism and socialism. Remember, I said capitalism is simply promoting the rich at the expense of the poor. Rooting money, public money, taxpayers' money for personal gain, corruption, is mostly done by capitalists. Because
and if you remember,
I'm coming to that, comrade.